Hey guys, what's up? Rorschach Media here, and this is part 2 of the LG Nexus 4 review. Now in the first part we looked at the camera, the web browsing, messaging and stuff, so if you want to check that out, please go watch part 1, but here we're going to continue a bit forward. Now I want to talk about overall speed, which is one thing that's important, like not just web browsing, but opening up apps, games and stuff, and how it works. Now, this is the best experience I'll tell you that I've had with this, like an Android device. I've been an Android user for a really long time now, and this is really great. Everything I click on, really opens up right away. No lag whatsoever. Downloads, Chrome, Spotify, you know, anything. It just, boom, instant. No lag when you're exiting, none of that, which, you know, a lot of phones have a little bit of it, and this one doesn't. The Snapdragon S4 Pro is really good, really handles everything great, and, you know, without having like TouchWiz or something on it, it really helps it out too, you know, vanilla. But it's really responsive. Now, widgets, it comes with all the stock Google widgets from the box, so that's one thing. You don't get all those awesome things you get on like TouchWiz or Sense, where, you know, they really add the value, which is one thing I love about skins. You know, like Samsung adds a bunch of things that really add up to the value, like, you know, palm swipe to take a picture, and, you know, like flip the phone to not accept the call, which vanilla doesn't come with, but the great thing is you can always root it and get whatever you want on it, you know, so that's a great thing. But the skins do come with more, how can I say, user value, but, you know, that's the point of them in a way. Now, taking a look at games, so I'll open up, for instance, SpeedX 3D, just to show you kind of how it runs. Now, as you can see, these on-screen buttons do not go away on games. They only go away on videos and stuff like that. No, not play this game much. Not a huge mobile gamer. But as you can see, it's really responsive, no lag whatsoever. Whatever game I tried on it, I deleted it, but I did play, what was that game? Need for Speed, Most Wanted on it, and it ran beautifully. Just, the graphics were great, everything was snappy, no lag, anything. It's just really, really nice. And, you know, you're not, like, purchasing it for $350 and get out enough of that. And, you know, getting a laggy device, it's really, really fast. Now let's take a look at YouTube, the thing I was talking about, the little bit of letterboxing. So let's take a look at one of our videos, for instance. So let's do Far Cry 3 multiplayer gameplay. The YouTube app is quite nice, but as you can see, so it loads. As you can see, you got that little tiny bit of letterboxing up here, where my finger's going, right about here and down here. Now it's a very tiny amount because the screen, like I said, is a tiny bit wider, and it makes absolutely no problem. I personally think that there's no problem at all. And like I said, the display is really nice. Watching YouTube videos in HD on it is really crisp, and it's just really, really nice. And without the LTE, you can still run YouTube videos in most places. I did notice when the speed's a bit lower, it will buffer, but it runs fine. It's a really nice looking device. So now let's take a look at the speaker. This is one area where I wish they would kind of improve it. Now, on the back, we have just one speaker right here. I'm not happy by the placement of that because I keep my phone like this. I never really put it like this. So that speaker, when you put it down, it loses quite a bit of volume, and it's just not as good. So let's try it out, see how it does. I'm not sure if I have. Let me just see really quick. Spotify. Okay, for instance, take a look at this. Let's put the volume up. But as you can hear, it's kind of muffled. kind of muffled, and then when you take it like this, it gets a lot better. I don't know if you can hear the difference on camera as much. As you can see, it gets really muffled, which is kind of disappointing, but I personally don't really listen to my phone without earphones on, but I do use speakerphone, so I always have to flip the phone over, which I never did before, to be able to hear. So that's the thing that's a little bit disappointing, but it's fine. You know, things have to be overlooked. The price is still absolutely amazing now. Things that changed, like the phone is exactly the same app that you get on, same looking design that you had on ICS. The notification center, of course, you got this now, so you can do 2-finger swipe, and you got some quick access like brightness. My brightness maximum. Settings, quick access settings, Wi-Fi. Now, one thing I do like this a lot, but one thing that I would love for Google to do, and it's one thing you can do when you root it, is to add your own things. You know, like I want quick access to maybe you know, auto rotate, for instance, or something like that. Quick access to those things, so I can kind of customize how it looks right here, and that would be really awesome for them to do. I think it would be quite a cool thing, and maybe, you know, who knows, 4.2.2 or something. We might see a little bit of a change on those things. But yeah, overall, using the Nexus 4 these last 2 months, I've really loved it. I came from the HTC One X, which was a great device. I still have it, and I really enjoy it. And coming to Nexus 4 was great. Yes, the loss of LTE was you know, kind of disappointing, but it's okay. I can live without it. And the camera's a little bit worse, but still, you get an amazing device. And personally, I'm so happy that it's unlocked, because AT&T has really been holding back the, you know, update for the One X, and it gets kind of annoying because, you know, when all these other phones like have the update and you still don't, it gets kind of annoying, and you gotta have to root it and stuff like that. Here you don't. You get the update when it's out. Now, one thing I want to quickly take a look at is quadrant standard. Now, I'm not a huge fan of these, but I'll run it anyways. Phone call quality, yes, phone call, still a phone, has been really good, no problem whatsoever. Even on low areas with low signal, never dropped a call. I can hear the other person very well, they can hear me very well, and it just really works good. The only problem, like I said, the placement of the speaker. So when you're talking on speakerphone, you put it down on a table, it's gonna get muffled, so you're probably gonna want to flip it over on its back, or on its front, sorry. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of doing that, I don't know why. But just run quadrant standard. Now, quadrant standard does not mean how fast a phone is. If this phone, let's say, doesn't get that big of a speed and some other one, you know, number, and some other one does, it doesn't mean it's slower. Just maybe it may not be optimized or something, because this phone is very snappy. I think it's a great choice. I mean, let's just see the score. So 4,624. That's where I find a bit, you know, that's why I don't really like quadrant standard, because I don't think that could be correct at all. That it's, you know, almost behind or I think they put it actually behind the One X. So yeah, I think I'm not a huge fan of this quadrant standard. Quadrant standard, as you can see, very snappy. But overall, it is a great device. For that price of $350, or if you're on T-Mobile, $200 for 2-year contract, it's really worth it. You get a lot of bang for your buck. A quad-core processor, S4 Pro, not Tegra 3, no. I'm not a huge fan of Tegra 3. But 2 gigabytes of RAM, 1.5 gigahertz, a really nice display, great build quality. It's a really nice phone. And not to mention, no AT&T branding, no skin over it, so straight from Google experience. And I think it is a very enjoyable phone. Very enjoyable phone, and if you're looking for a device that's not overly expensive, don't want to sign a new contract, or, you know, are in the middle of a contract and just want a new phone, it's the perfect device for you. And, you know, I would have wished it came out, because I got the Lumia 900 when it came out, and I kind of hated it. So I kind of wish this came out that time, so I could have got this for cheap instead of paying like $700 for the One X. But great device. Thank you for watching so much. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please comment on how we can change. You know, this is my second video I've been making now. I really want to get better, make a lot of phone reviews, whatever you guys want. We still do gaming, of course, and tons of things. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed Rorschach Media.